Hi guys, my name is Jon Klassen and I am an author-illustrator who lives in Los Angeles. I have done a bunch of books with other people, but I have done 3 books by myself where I wrote and drew them. The first book is called I Want My Hat Back. The second book is called This Is Not My Hat. And the third book is called We Found a Hat. But this time, this next book is the 4th book, and it is called The Rock from the Sky. And we are going to read one story from this book today. This book has 5 stories in it, 5 short stories. It's almost 100 pages long, but it reads very fast. You could read this book before bed, no problem, I hope. But the first story is the longest story. And yeah, we'll read that right now. So the first story is called The Rock. And here is a turtle, and he's standing next to a flower. And he says, "I like standing in this spot. It is my favorite spot to stand. I don't ever want to stand anywhere else." And now here's a giant rock falling somewhere above him. We don't know how far. And now, like a little armadillo, kind of a mole thing, I don't know what he is, he comes onto the page and he's looking at the turtle. And the turtle says, "Hello." And the mole thing says, "Hello, what are you doing?" And the turtle says, "I am standing in my favorite spot. Come, stand in it with me." And the mole says, "Okay." So now they're both standing in this spot. The turtle says, "What do you think of my spot?" The mole says, "Actually, I have a bad feeling about it." "A bad feeling?" "Yes." And the mole points way far away to this spot. Let's find it right here. You can find it. So he's pointing to that spot. And he points to it and he says, "There is another spot over there. Do you see it?" The turtle says, "Yes, I see it." The mole says, "I will go and stand in it to see if it feels better than this spot." And so now the mole is way over there. And the turtle says, "How does that spot feel?" And the mole says, "I cannot hear you. You are too far away. I am going to come back." And the rock is still falling somewhere above the turtle. We don't know how far. So now the mole is back with the turtle in his spot. The turtle asks, "Does this spot still feel bad?" And the mole says, "Yes, it feels even worse than before. I am going to go back to the other spot. Do you want to come with me?" The turtle says, "No, I will stay here. This is my favorite spot." The mole says, "Are you sure?" The turtle says, "Yes." So now they are both standing in their separate spots. The mole is looking at the plant and the turtle is looking at his flower. And now here comes a snake into the mole's spot. The mole sees the snake and he says, "Oh, hello. I am standing in this spot by myself. Come, stand in it with me." There's our snake. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything in this book at all. He comes in a couple times. But now the turtle sees them standing in their spots. And he says, "My spot is better." And the mole says, "You are too far away to hear." So the turtle comes a little closer, away from his flower, and he says, "I am coming closer." And the mole says, "We still cannot hear you." And now the turtle has made it all the way over to them, and he says, "I said my spot is better." And then a giant rock lands on his spot. And that is the end of that story. There are 4 more stories in this book, as I say, but that is the first one. It's called The Rock from the Sky, and I made it. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you like the rest of it if you ever get to read it. Thanks for listening.